Oh my goodness, what a week we just had around the Dynasty Basketball Association, man. I mean, I've got everything on this whiteboard behind me, and it's going to take me some time to cover it all. So let's get right into it. Crazy week matchup-wise. We had some upsets. We had some teams kind of lose literally because they made trades. There's 7 trades on the board behind me I got to break down. Yeah, 7 of them. So we're going to get right into those here at the moment, and going to see what the league kind of looks like. There was 7 trades in a week. First one we're going to get into, I traded Alperen Sengun. Now, this was a surprise move to a lot of people. I did it to acquire Anthony Davis. With where my team was, okay, I want to take you through my brain, right? With where my team was, I had young prospects, promising prospects, and we were producing nothing, literally nothing. So I decided I'm going to take one of them. I actually got the offer from Tad, Alperen Sengun, for Anthony Davis, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to see what I can get with Anthony Davis in the trade market. So I took the offer, surprised a bunch of people. I heard about how it wasn't a great offer, and that's fine, but that's the offer I took. So I acquired Anthony Davis. Start the week, that feels like it was forever ago, but it was 4 days. So let's get into it. Second trade, this one kind of flew under the radar. Calvertsville Flamers acquired Ben Mathurin from Prestige Worldwide in exchange for Derek Lively. So it was a good trade for both teams, I think. I think provides some big man front court depth for Prestige, and it helps Calvertsville have a scorer, man. Ben Mathurin's a flat-out bucket, and he's just going to keep getting better. Both those guys are, so that was a good trade for both those teams. Third trade, I traded. You're going to hear me trade a lot this week, but I think I might be done for a little bit unless I can kind of add a few more pieces. I do have a lot of picks, but third trade, I traded Mikal Bridges of the Brooklyn Nets to Saskatchewan in exchange for Jalen Johnson and 2 second-round picks. Yeah, I had to verify there. That was a good deal for both sides, I think. Saskatchewan's trying to make a playoff push. They're only really 2 games out of it, so they're not dead yet. We have 5 weeks left. So they're trying to make a run at it, and I'm probably not going to make it. So what I'm doing is I'm stacking young talent and draft picks because I didn't like the young talent I had, to be quite honest with you, and I feel like I have gotten better in that department while acquiring a crazy amount of draft picks, which I will talk about here on the next trade. That same morning, I traded Anthony Davis. So see, I kind of had a plan with Anthony Davis. I didn't know it was going to be to trade to Calvertsville. I thought it was going to be to trade to a few different options that I had talked about with other owners. But I traded Anthony Davis to Calvertsville. Calvertsville's trying to make a playoff title run as well. They traded me Keldon Johnson, 1 first-round pick, 4 second-round picks, and 4 third-round picks. I didn't want to mess that up, so I had to check again. But yeah, they traded me 9 draft picks. That's a lot. That is a haul. Calvertsville is very confident in their ability to make a playoff push this year. I think they proved that there. That was a big trade. That was one that I think kind of shook the airwaves a little bit there, and I was very, very. I think we both got what we needed out of that trade, very much so. Fifth trade of the week was between Saskatchewan and Calvertsville. This happened today. Zion Williamson is on his way to Canada. Hopefully they don't have great food in Canada. Hopefully he'll lose some weight. I do think that's a good trade for Saskatchewan, especially since they're trying to make that playoff push, trying to get themselves in the conversation. In exchange for Miles Turner, Scoot Henderson, 1 first, and 2 seconds. Calvertsville adds some depth there. If you haven't been paying attention to Scoot, bad start to the year. Let's all be honest with ourselves. But he has picked it up. He has seemed to really gain his footing. he has started to kind of figure out the NBA game. We'll see how far that takes him. They got some draft picks there, which they dealt all of them to me in the trade before, so that was good to see that they're now going to be represented in the draft again. Sixth pick, this was me today also. I traded RJ Barrett, Darius Garland, Jalen Green. 1 first, 1 second, 1 third. So I dealt some of those draft picks back out into the airwaves, traded 3 young guards in exchange for who I firmly believe is a top 2 young guard in the league, Tyrese Maxey, and a top, I'll say it, he's a top 15 center in the league right now, and I think he'll continue to get better, and that's Jalen Duren. If you don't actually pay attention to him, you completely disagree with me, but the guy's a freak on the boards, and the guy is a athlete, okay? He's on a bad team. He's just going to continue to get better as he's proven. So I like that trade for both of us. I think it adds some depth to a team that's already in the playoff hunt in the Pussycats, and gets me younger, gets me a guy with a potential to be a superstar in Tyrese Maxey. So in the last trade, this one just hit. You might not have even seen this yet before watching this video. I traded Keldon Johnson. I traded Klay Thompson. And I traded 1 second-round pick in exchange for Kyle Kuzma Kappa. So my guys are headed to Selma, and Kuzma is packing his bags out of Selma, and he is heading to Brazil, where I think he's going to be a vital piece of my team going forward. I love Kuz. He's one of my favorite players in the league. Love his vibe, love his ability, love his just, you guy can go get a bucket, and that's what I like. So, but yeah, that's the 7 trades that went down. That was the craziest week by far we've had. Like I said, my trades will probably slow down. I've got a lot of draft picks left, though. Like I said, some guys that I'm willing to deal: Tyus Jones, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, the likes of those types. Try to package those with some draft picks, and if you're interested in that, help your depth for the right prospects, for the right people. I'm completely interested, like I've said before. But yeah, let's get into the team of the week. Crazy trades, but let's get into the team of the week. Team of the week this week, Tyrese Halliburton was the point guard of the week. No surprise there, Tyrese is having a great week, great year. He's on Moscow, 48 points at Milwaukee. He had a great game that night. That was a big one for the Pacers. So, shooting guard of the week, Anthony Edwards, 50 points at Dallas. Ant's phenomenal. I've learned, and others have learned, I think, in the last week, that Ant is untouchable. So good luck if you do want to trade for him at any point in your life. Small forward, Saskatchewan Blue Beavers, Mikal Bridges, acquired from yours truly this week. That was a great game he had against Portland on Sunday. Good for Saskatchewan to kind of boost that lead they had. Power forward of the week, no surprise here. Albuquerque DEA is represented by Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 62 points against the Pacers. Phenomenal game. Giannis tears the Pacers apart every time. If you see Giannis is playing the Pacers and you're playing Albuquerque, good luck, because he kills them. Center of the week, Swish Kebabs, Joel Embiid, 58 points versus Chicago. That was a big-time Joel performance. Joel continues to just kind of blow my mind with his consistency and just dropping 40 points, 40 real-life points like it's nothing. He's pretty incredible. It's a couple weeks in a row now. I believe that we haven't been represented by Jokic. I could be wrong on that, but we'll see. Jokic is going to bounce back. We know that. Jokic is Jokic. Cuckolders are going to get back on that team of the week. The all-almighty rankings. Let's get into this. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up, even though probably no surprise who's number 1, but we will work our way up anyways, so everybody kind of knows. They're sitting right here. Don't try to read them. If you do, then so be it. Number 10, I do have myself. Now, I did make some trades that I think makes my team a lot better. I think I have the ability to compete now. I don't go into matchups thinking I just have no chance anymore, which is honestly a blessing, man. Like, I can't tell you how hard it was to be on Sunday and just be like, yeah, I mean, I've got no chance already. And Monday morning I wake up and guess what? I got another matchup where I'm like, yeah, I've got no chance. I mean, that continued to happen, and it's brutal. But you just got to keep your head down and keep persevering. But I do still have myself at the 10 spot. I need my guys to prove it to me. Number 9, Saskatchewan Blue Beavers. They made some trades to really acquire some star power. I think they've gotten better. I think they're going to start competing with teams that at the beginning of the year or a couple weeks into the year they were really losing to. So I think it's going to be impressive to see their turnaround. Number 8, Moscow Muskrats. 3 guys out of the Atlantic kicking off the bottom 3. It's embarrassing. Our conference needs to continue to try to compete and continue to try to get better. But we will. We'll grow. All 3 of those teams are still pretty young. A lot of talent on those teams. Number 7, I do have the Selma Trash Pandas. Now, I do think they got better. I think they've gained some depth in that trade. They just acquired Kyle Kuzma, or they sent me Kyle Kuzma in. But as of now, I do have them in this 7 spot. Number 6, the Cuckolders. Both those teams, 7 and 6, kind of on a little losing skid. Both those teams can beat anybody. So be ready for that. They're going to turn it around. They're going to continue to grind it out. Number 5, I do have the International Pussycats. It's rivalry week. It might not be for everybody, but for me, it is. We have the Pussycats this week. It's up. Like, we're gonna come out and we're gonna try to pound them, because you know what? I got nothing to play for other than pride. So, backs against the wall. Not really. Nothing to lose. We're gonna jump right in and see what happens. But we've got them this week. I think the Pussycats are still fine. I think they're gonna be a playoff team. We'll see what seed that actually ends up being. But they're tied for the lead in our division right now. They're just losing because of points scored. So if they continue to win, if Prestige slips up, then there you go. They're gonna change. The 4 spot, we have Calvertsville Flamers. This is led by Wyatt Mack. He's been one of the more impressive coaches in the league, and he continues to acquire depth and talent to continue to keep climbing as a force to be reckoned with in this league. Number 3, we have Prestige Worldwide. If Ant continues to ball out, this team's tough. They've got scoring, they've got options, they've got everything. So, yeah, definitely a playoff team. Them and International Pussycats have represented our division pretty well, I think. They've kind of impressed people with their ability to score and compete against teams in the Pacific. So I've been very proud to share division with those 2 teams. Number 2, the Swish Kebabs. They got rid of their locker room problems with LeBron, and it shows. They've gotten better, which is mad impressive. Number 1, Albuquerque DEA. I don't think it's particularly close, if I'm being honest with you. I think Albuquerque's still the best team in the league. Don't get me wrong, there's some teams when they play to their ceiling, they're going to compete, and I'm ready for that. But Albuquerque has continued to prove to be the most consistent team, and nothing's really changed there. They've got a matchup with Moscow this week, so hopefully the unthinkable can happen, and Moscow can come out and score a crap ton of points. And I'm not trying to say I want you to lose, Sammy, but it's an automatic W for you at this point. It seems like every week. So, yeah, just you never know is what I'm saying. You never know. Virginia lost to UMBC, so you never know. Let's get into the betting board of the week. Brazilian Tree Frogs, 9.5-point underdogs to the International Pussycats. I think I'm gonna win. I just put myself as the underdog because it's what you do when the team is 7-4 that you're playing. But I'm gonna win. I would bet all my money on the plus 120, by the way, if I was a betting man. Calvertsville Flamers, plus 4.5 underdogs to Selma. I've got this matchup at Pick'em. I think it's going to be super close. I think these 2 teams are very, very even, and I think they both want it pretty bad. So, Saskatchewan Blue Beavers, I've got them at 8.5-point underdogs to Prestige Worldwide. This matchup is obviously close as well. All three matchups within 10 points. Saskatchewan continues to prove that they're here and they're going to try to make a playoff run. And this is a game they got to win. I mean, this is somebody in front of them in their division, and this is a game they got to win. Cuckolders, I've got them in 11.5-point underdogs to the Swish Kebabs. Don't get me wrong here, man. Cuckolders are tough. Swish Kebabs have just been playing good basketball. Until that changes, I'm going to continue to trust them and the fact that maybe they've learned their lesson. So we'll see. Moscow Muskrats. I've got them at 24.5-point underdogs. They're the biggest underdog of the week to the Albuquerque DEA. Like I said, Sammy's team's tough, man. Like, Sammy has orchestrated a just powerful team, and it's very impressive, and I'm happy for him. I think it's going to continue. It's good to see that there is a team that people look at and, like, he's got a target on his back and he continues to win, and it's impressive. So, yeah, that's really all for this week. It's all I've got. Like I said, dude, what a crazy week of trades. My team at the beginning of the week versus now, it doesn't even look like the same team, if I'm being honest. Like, Ja's still there. And, I mean, I had Chet at the beginning of the week. So, other than that, like, some of my role guys are still there, Tyus Jones. But it's crazy. I'm not the only one whose team switched up like crazy. Calvertsville's got a new look. Saskatchewan's got a new look. But, yeah, it's going to be very, very fun the rest of the season to see what trades work out and what trades don't. Some trades might be win-wins. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm happy that you guys continue to show you love this league and your participation and your just willingness to want to be involved in this league. That's like I said at the beginning of the year, that's what's going to make this league go. Reminder, if you haven't yet to vote for All-Stars this week, I'm going to have another All-Star voting update in the next coming days. Very, very, like I said, there were some interesting snubs, but we'll see if that changes this week. I know I voted for one that was a snub in our conference, and I think he definitely deserves to be in, especially after last week's performance. He was on the team of the week, and yeah, I hope my fellow owners in my conference vote for him as well, and that would be Ant Edwards. So I'm starting the trend, hashtag make Ant an all-star, because I want to win that all-star game, and I think we need him. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. What a crazy week it was. Good luck this week in your matchups. Go Tree Frogs.